Okay, let's talk about something that can send a chill down any parent's spine. A child with a fever. It's almost a rite of passage, but it can be really stressful. So today, we're going to swap out that fear for some solid, confidence-boosting knowledge in this little guide right here. You know the moment I'm talking about, right? You put your hand on their forehead, and it feels like a furnace. The thermometer confirms it, and your mind just starts spinning. But the very first thing to do is just breathe. Now is not the time to panic, and I'm going to show you why. This right here, this is a total game changer for how you think about fever. It's not the enemy. A fever is actually a good sign. It means your kid's internal army is suited up and on the battlefield, fighting off whatever bug is trying to cause trouble. So that brings us to the big question. Is a fever our friend, or is it the foe? Well, the short answer is it's a friend. It's on our team. Think of it as a powerful, natural defense system. The real bad guys are the serious illnesses a fever can sometimes point to, and our job as parents is to learn how to spot the difference. First things first, let's get on the same page about what a fever even is. Medically speaking, a real fever is a rectal temperature of 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, or 38 Celsius. Anything below that is usually just the body's temperature naturally going up and down. It's like your brain's mission control intentionally cranking up the heat to make life miserable for those germs. Pretty smart, right? But before we can do anything, we need good intel. And that all starts with getting an accurate temperature reading. Because believe me, how you take it makes a huge difference. So the best way to do it actually changes as your kid gets older. For those brand new babies under 4 weeks, an electronic thermometer in the armpit is the way to go. For babies and toddlers up to 5 years, a rectal temperature is still the gold standard, it's just the most accurate. And that classic mom or dad hand on the forehead test? Yeah, super unreliable. We're talking it can be off by a lot. So the takeaway is simple, just use a proper thermometer. All right, now this next part, this is probably the most important tool I can give you. It's a simple, evidence-based system that helps you look past that number on the thermometer and really see what's going on with your child. Let's talk about the traffic light system. Okay, here's the heart of it. You're observing the whole child, not just the temperature. Green means you're in the low-risk zone. They're responding to you, maybe they're even smiling a bit. Their color is good. Amber is your, okay, time to call the doctor zone. Maybe they're not as active, they're not eating well, or the fever has been hanging around for 5 days. And red, well, red is high risk. That means it's time to get emergency help. We're talking hard to wake up, pale or bluish skin, or breathing with grunts. It's all about the symptoms, not just the degrees. So, let's say your child is firmly in that green zone. What do? This is where you can take a deep breath and manage things right at home, focusing on one thing: comfort. There are really just 3 main things to focus on. First, hydration, hydration, hydration. Fevers can be dehydrating, so push those fluids: water, broth, whatever they'll take. Second, keep them cool. No need to bundle them up. A single, light layer of clothing is perfect. And third, rest. Their little bodies are working overtime, and rest gives them the energy they need for the fight. Okay, let's do a quick round of good idea versus bad idea, because there are a lot of old myths out there. Lukewarm compresses? Fine. Alcohol baths? Nope, dangerous. Heavy blankets to sweat it out? That could actually make things worse by trapping heat. And this one is huge. Never, ever give aspirin to children, because of its link to a very serious condition called Ray's syndrome. This right here is a mantra you should write down and stick on your fridge. Seriously, the whole point of giving medicine like acetaminophen or ibuprofen isn't just to chase that number down. It's to make your kid feel better. If they have a fever but they're still playing and seem pretty comfortable, you might not need to give them medicine at all. Okay, now let's shift gears and talk about those amber and red zones. Knowing how to keep them comfortable is half the battle. Knowing when to call for help is the other equally important half. So let's look at those red flags. Think of these as your amber flags. These are the signs that say, hey, pick up the phone and give the doctor a call. You'll notice it's not just one thing, right? It's often a combination of their age, a specific temperature, how long it's been going on, and key behaviors like being extra drowsy or showing signs of dehydration. And then we have the red flags. These are the non-negotiables. If you see any of these, it's time to seek emergency care right away. Any fever at all in a baby under 3 months old is an automatic emergency. Other serious signs are changes in skin color, if they're really difficult to wake up, if they're struggling to breathe, or if they have a rash that doesn't fade when you press a glass on it. Don't wait. All right, let's just tackle the big one, the fear that's probably lurking in the back of your mind right now, the one that makes us all want to rush to the emergency room. Let me be as clear as I can possibly be on this one. The kind of fevers your kid gets from a cold or the flu do not cause brain damage, period. The body is smart. It has its own built-in safety mechanisms to keep the temperature from getting into a truly dangerous zone. So where does that fear come from? It comes from these incredibly rare, super high temperatures. We're talking over 107.6 Fahrenheit. But again, this isn't something that happens from a regular virus. It's usually caused by something external, like severe heat stroke from being in a hot car. It's a completely different situation. So with all this information, we can totally reframe how we think about fever. We can move from a place of panic to a place of confidence. We can learn to manage a fever without all the fear. Because at the end of the day, the biggest takeaway is this. The number itself, that flashy number on the thermometer, isn't the main story. It's just one clue in a much bigger picture. The real question, the most powerful tool you have, is this one. How is my child acting? Are they miserable and listless, or are they a little fussy but still watching their favorite show? Their behavior tells you so much more than the number ever will. So, let's put it all together in a quick takeaway guide, your new game plan. First, always trust your gut. You know your child better than anyone. Second, use that awesome traffic light system to get an objective look. Third, focus on comfort and fluids. And fourth, know your red flags so you know exactly when to call for backup. And I want to leave you with this final thought. When you're giving your child sips of water and cuddling them on the couch, you're not actually fighting a fever. You're supporting an incredible, powerful immune response. You're part of your child's team. You've totally got this.